Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's American Soccer League match between the Philadelphia Fury and the Lancaster Lions. We are here on the campus of Rowan University. The Fury in their home yellow jerseys with the maroon numerals. And the Fury going from right to left here in the first half. I'm totally wrong. Lancaster's going from right to left, and here they go. Lancaster in red with the white numerals and the red shorts. Here comes Chase Clement out of goal to boot it away. Fury starting lineup has Chase Clement in goal. Back four that has Tyler Fabian along with Nick Bolton. Get you the rest of the starting lineup in just a minute. This is Finkelstein into the middle for David Davidson. And now back to Clement, who boots it towards the midfield stripe. And headed back the other way by Lancaster. Whistle blows for a stoppage of play. Lancaster player is down, having been fouled. Kyle Newell and Abdullah Kazi are the other two defenders for the Philadelphia Fury this evening. Set up as a 4-5-1 with a five-man midfield that has David Davidson, Luke Finkelstein, Brian Davis, Nana Mensah, and the other man is Lamin Suma. And up front, Ryan Butler. So the wingers will support Butler in attack as the Fury make their way up the field here. We are just underway, scoreless from Rowan University, the Fury and the Lancaster Lions. Suddenly I find myself operating camera as well as commentary. So it's difficult to do both, mainly because when you're doing the camera, you're watching the game through a tiny little screen, so I can't really pick out numbers. So until assistance arrives in the form of a cameraman, I'm going to mostly turn off the commentary. Just focus on keeping the ball in frame and giving you good pictures of this match. No score, Fury and the Lancaster Lions.
Brian.
I'm good. I have water in my own. Yeah. What happened? He asked me to go.
Welcome back, or at least welcome back to me, as I have found my cameraman. Chad is here on the job bringing you the pictures of this game, and we are back on the commentary side. Got a problem, though, commentary-wise. I was handed the team sheet full of all these wonderful names on this Lancaster Lions team. 11 of them looked good to me, numbers 1 through 11. Problem is none of them are wearing those numbers. This one goes into the box, and the Fury are on it. Tyler Fabian has his shot blocked. And Lancaster recovers. Good opportunity there for the Fury. First real scoring chance of the match. So I'll give you the starting lineup for Lancaster, but I will not be able to tell you which of these guys is which. But it is Dan Rowe, Dean Miller, David Quintana, Josiah Groff, Nate Egan, Carlos Palacios, Jonathan Helmer, Morris Garmangar, Alfred Gibson, Victor Bernard, and Ryan Sipe. I do know Ryan Sipe is the man in goal. So that is him in the lime green goalkeeper's kit at the far right. And his opposite number, Chase Clement. Paying attention here as Lancaster moves into the Fury end of the field. So like I said, I got no way to match up the numbers with the players. So I know Sipe is the goalkeeper, and other than that, it's just going to have to be number 15 and number 16 and number 5. We'll go with that. There is a man down on the field. That's David Davidson of the Fury. And before the trainer can get out to him, Davidson is back on his feet. Got his hand up in the area of his temple as if he was caught there. And he made an arm swinging motion just now to advise the referee that, in fact, he had been caught. The referee says, you're a big fella. I think you can handle it.
Come to the press box, please.
And we have got a throw in on the near side here for Lancaster. Number 5 will take it. Finds 12, the corner of the penalty box. Back to 5 on the left wing. He's going to put a cross in. Low. Cut out by Davidson. Did a great job to not knock it out for a corner. David Davidson just controlled. And now the Fury have it out to Ryan Butler. Into the middle. He's got Nana Mensah. Nana Mensah in some space. Good recovery by the Lancaster defense. Mensah will have a shot, and that is, I don't think it was deflected. Butler put his hand up as if to indicate that there was a deflection there, and it should be a Fury corner. But no such luck for Philadelphia. Nana Mensah's shot goes wide, and the score remains 0-0. With the Fury set up the moment, they've got a back 4 with Fabian, Kazi, Butler, or Bolton, I'm sorry, and Newell. And then Davidson and Finkelstein of the 5 midfielders are playing further back than Davis, Mensah, and Suma. And then Butler, the lone forward in name. Lamin Suma likes to come off of that left wing and has scored quite a few goals for Philadelphia on the season. Or at least that was in the first half. Philadelphia not only undefeated in the first half of this American Soccer League season, 9-0-1. They are undefeated in the second half as well, 3-0. So the Fury with an impressive 37 points from 39 available. Their only non-win was at IFK Maryland, a match which they avenged last week with a 1-0 win here at home against that IFK Maryland club. 1-0 on the strength of a headed goal by Nick Bolton. Comes Suma on the left side for Philadelphia. Finkelstein streaming forward. Instead, Davis in the middle. Ryan Davis is pressured and goes backwards. Kazi's going to have to chase that down in the bright orange boots. Now Clement knocks it the other way for Philadelphia. Ryan Davis going to put some pressure on here. Good job by the defender. Sensed Davis's presence, and Philadelphia steals it away. Finkelstein has it after Fabian made the steal. Finkelstein from long range, and that's not going to trouble the goalkeeper, Sipe. But a shot on goal nonetheless, and the Philadelphia's had quite a few of them here. We are less than 5 minutes deep. .16 goes long, and he's got 7 chasing it up on that right side, just out of his reach as Kyle Newell watches it go over the end line. Going to be a goal kick for Clement and the Fury. wonder if that clock started exactly on time, because I feel like we should be more like, I know I'm nitpicking here, but about 7 minutes in to this match. Now that I look at my computer, I think we're more like 9 minutes in. So I think that clock got started a bit late. I think we're closer to 9 or 10 minutes in to the first half. We'll see if any, I guess we'll know in about 35 minutes what happens. Battle is on for the ball in midfield. Mensah goes shoulder to shoulder with his Lancaster. Well, I was going to call him number 14 because that's what his shorts said, and then he turned around and his jersey says 15. So that's the danger of going by the numbers. Newell on the left side for Philadelphia. His long ball looking for Davis. And the defender got ahead on that. Butler knocked it down, but Davis can't get to it. And again, 16 closing off Brian Davis. So far he has had his hands full a little bit in the middle of the Lancaster defense. So far he's handled it fine. Stepping up there was Bolton to deny Lancaster's offensive thrust. We are scoreless. About 10 minutes into the first half. And Bolton will go all the way back to Clement.
Games brought to you by Rosenbluth Vacations, the travel partner of the Philadelphia Fury.
Kazi has lots of space, looks up. His pass is intercepted. Kazi's going to get another opportunity. Harassed now by 2 Lancaster players, and the Lions take it away. Number 12, forward looking for 11, but David Davidson, I almost called him 20. I get used to calling guys by their numbers, but David Davidson intercepts. And after a brief moment of Lancaster possession, Davidson has it back, finds Mensah, and now over to the right side for Tyler Fabian. Brian Davis right onto the boot of a Lancaster player. And Kazi, handball, I think there. You can tell when the player puts his hand behind his back immediately after it ricochets off him. It's probably a handball, and the Lancaster player picked up on that, appealed to the ref briefly. Meanwhile, Philadelphia coming the other way. Finkelstein tripped down, and a rather violent fall for Luke Finkelstein. He has drawn a free kick. Foul called against 7, I believe, of the Lions. Finkelstein has got a good long-distance shot. This is pretty far out there. 35 yards. We'll see what the Fury have worked up for this situation. It is Brian Davis and Lamin Suma, the other 2 guys, over the ball. Usually those guys end up being decoys, and Finkelstein ends up taking it. It's a 5-man Lancaster wall. Now a 6th Lion player working his way in there, along with Nana Mensah, slapping the hand away of the Lancaster player, trying to bar Mensah's participation in this wall. Referee is satisfied. A couple of Fury players lined up to the left here. Let's see what we do. Davis sets it up for Finkelstein, puts it on goal. Decent attempt, and in the end, right to the goalkeeper, but Finkelstein made him work. Sept with the save. He's been called on a couple of times here in the first half. Newell gets his head on that ball. Davis now finds himself on the left wing. Finkelstein slides in, gets the ball. Kyle Newell decides to go backwards with it. Fury will try this near side instead. Kazi moving forward, as he has already a couple of times. Nice pass looking for Nana Mensah, and he's found him. He's got Fabian on the right side. Tyler Fabian will look to cross. No, he looks to beat his man. Cuts inside. Fabian with the left foot. Headed on. Knocked away by Lancaster, and dribbling out of the box. Referee saw something in there. Not quite sure what it was, whether it was the touch of a hand from Ryan Butler or some other infraction. But bottom line is going to be a free kick here for Lancaster. We're scoreless. Fury with the better of the opportunities thus far. This is 13 over to 16. And 16 goes long. Nobody there. Kyle Newell with it. In the middle, Davidson uses the open members of his back line to ease the pressure. Now Davidson can turn and go forward. We'll try the left side. It's not going to get to Brian Davis, but the defender, number 8, heads it over the line. Throw in for Philadelphia. This time Finkelstein floats one into the box. Suma decides not to pursue as it's too deep and ends up right into the breadbasket of the Lancaster goalkeeper, Ryan Sept. Talked a little bit earlier about my lack of confidence in the clock. I'm basically going to take 3 minutes off the total. So we'll say there's 31:20 to go since we're counting down. Typical soccer terms, we'll go the other way and say we are just about finished with 14 minutes here. And the Fury and the Lions are scoreless. Fury enjoying much of the possession here.
From Lancaster got it. Boo!
Kyle Newell moving towards midfield. Finds Suma, and the linesman flag goes up. Lam Suma just a little bit offsides as Newell delivered that crossfield ball.
We've got some giveaways today, and we've got a few trivia questions, and we also have a raffle. $200 raffle for the Italian affair. And George is going to come around. You're going to see George is wearing the Fury shirt. He's going to be coming around and selling an arm round for tickets for $5. We'll announce the winner at the end of the game. And we will have
Lancaster moving forward, number 6. We'll go back towards the center of the pitch, where he's got 13, and now on the right side, that's usually 7 over there. See if he turns his back for me. That's 7, all right. Into the middle for 11, tries to pop it over his head to himself. Ambitious attempt. Didn't quite come off for him. But Lancaster showing a little bit of offensive flair. We are still scoreless. 15 minutes in. Finkelstein has Butler. Butler uses Fabian here on this near side. Tyler Fabian plays into space. Nana Mensah going to chase that down. Mensah gets there first. Got 16 on him. Mensah can't keep it in. I didn't think he did. No, he didn't, and it is a goal kick. 16 continues to stand strong in the middle of that defense for Lancaster. And the Fury will continue to attempt to break him down. All the way to the far side and out of play. Possession given away there by Lancaster. We were here last week with the Fury. Told you that they beat IFK Maryland 1-0, and I filmed from the far side. We're here on the press box side here tonight. But I filmed from that far side. Here's Tyler Fabian coming up the right side. Fabian, a couple of players in his way, and in the end, number 15 was there to block that cross and knock it out. It will be a corner kick, though, for Philadelphia. As Finkelstein looks for a new ball. That clearance went right over the netting that is designed to catch errant shots and crosses and such, but somebody will chase that down. Finkelstein, meanwhile, will use his left foot in swinging corner from this near side. Here it comes. Headed onwards by Suma, and Lam Suma couldn't get it directionally the way he wanted. It goes out of play. Going to be a goal kick for Lancaster. So I was saying I filmed from the other side last week, and it was a neat experience. I was right in front of the fourth official and got to hear some of the talk that goes on, not only from substitutes entering the field. And the real eye-opener was some of the language. Oh, my goodness. Don't bring your kids to the side with the benches, let me tell you that. It's funny, I sat behind the bench at a Flyers game once, and I was shocked about that, too. It was Paul Holmgren, oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the soccer. It is Luke Finkelstein in the middle of the pitch. Finkelstein looking around. We'll give it to Mensah. Nana Mensah tries to go over the top. Lam Suma, he'll get there. Almost thought it touched his hand, maybe not. Suma looked to turn his defender. Instead, he lays it off for Fabian. Tyler Fabian back to Mensah. And now Davidson. He'll try from long distance, and that's a daisy cutter that rolls right into the arms of Sept. We'll try to play it out quickly here for, oh gosh, I don't know. Who's that over there? 18 maybe? 13? The binoculars out to figure out who that guy is. This is Luke Finkelstein. Butler has it taken away by 13. And Lancaster. Butler harassing the Lancaster player, and the Lions have to go backwards. And finally it's given away, or almost. Let's see who ends up with possession. It will be Davis, who ends up playing it right to one of the Lancaster Lions in the middle. And now back to the left back. No score. About 22 minutes gone. I thought I was good at math. Having trouble subtracting 45 plus 3 minus something else. Fury player goes down. That's Lamin Suma. He's holding his left leg just below the knee. Now reaches out, stretches just a bit, and I think he just took a knock. He'll be all right. So Fury, good chances early on in this match. Didn't put any of them home. Nothing clear cut that they'd be disappointed not to have finished, but chances have not come nearly as quickly here in the last 10 minutes. Most of the pressure, though, does come from the man in yellow. This is Butler heading back to the middle. Brian Davis is there, cleared out by 8, and Finkelstein gets there first for Philadelphia. Finkelstein turns and will deliver to David Davidson, and he'll use the back line in order to find a new point at which to attack. 2 players were offsides on that. Both Davis and Butler were offsides, so neither chased that ball, and it rolls right in to Ryan Sept, the goalkeeper. Lancaster looking long for 11, and Bolton is there off of him, and that goes over the end line, so that'll be a corner for Lancaster. I do believe that is the first Lancaster Lions corner of the evening. And they will send 7 men forward. Now 16, one of the taller guys on the pitch. Well, it looked like he's coming forward for this kick. I guess he will get there because they're still waiting for the ball over on that end. So 16's got some time to get into the mix. So 8 players now forward. 7 waiting for this corner kick from the right side. Men on the post for the Fury. Clement comes out and punches it away. Goes right to 15. He doesn't handle it cleanly. Lancaster still with possession, though. 15 over the top, but nobody there. In fact, the cross itself was out of play. And a goal kick for Philadelphia. Back and forth between Kazi and Mensah. Now Fabian as well. Lamin Suma back up and about after his momentary injury a couple of minutes ago. Nana Mensah brings this ball down nicely. Crisp pass to Suma in the middle. Pass to Davidson and off to the left side where Kyle Newell will cut inside. Long shot, bit wide. And out of play, goal kick for Lancaster. 20 minutes to play in the first half. No score. Fury have to have 10 shots. Not all of them on goal, certainly. But upwards of 5 on goal, maybe? No actual shots statistics being kept here, at least up top on the broadcast location. My name's Mike Wolverton, by the way. I don't believe I mentioned that off the top of the show. And Chad with me on camera.
Okay, guys. For the kids, 5 Twizzlers. What Division III college team is ranked number 10
Mensah
in
takes
the
it away.
country?
This is Butler.
From
2
St.
defenders in his
Chelsea.
way. Plays it over to Brian Davis. Davis turns, assesses his options,
Kids
floats
only.
it towards goal. Too high.
Come on.
Another shot not on goal by Philadelphia.
Come on, get your
They
Twizzlers.
continue to keep
One
Ryan
is the
Seip
answer.
pretty busy.
What club are you from? Barcelona. Harris. Are you too late? Go away. Come back and get the other one right.
That voice you hear doing Twizzler trivia is none other than American Soccer League
Trivia
CEO
question.
Matt Driver.
You only answer this
Great to see him here at the match this evening. And a foul by the Fury. That's Fabian, guilty of the foul.
If your last name is Butler.
And a free kick here for Lancaster, an opportunity to knock one into the box. Right now, nobody in there, though, except number 11, so I'm not sure exactly what the plan's going to be on this. Free kick here for Lancaster. 15, going to hit it with his right boot. Now a couple of guys lined up near the top of the penalty box. Curling ball goes in, headed out by Ryan Butler to Finkelstein. Leaves it off for Brian Davis. Almost dangerous pass, but does get successfully to David Davidson, and Lancaster retakes possession in midfield. Fury 0, Lions 0. Ball rolls freely in the Philadelphia defense, picked up by Bolton. Finkelstein has been busy tonight, and he's going to play it backwards all the way to Chase Clement. To the switch in sides, Clement just goes back up that left side, and Kyle Newell has some space to operate in. This is Ryan Butler. Butler's streaming forward. Ryan Butler tries to get by 16. He does. Butler will take a shot, and the goalkeeper out to cut off his angle, makes the play, and cleared out, at least for now, by Lancaster. Butler, nice job to get his shot away. The defender was right there, so there wasn't a lot of room to shoot, and the goalkeeper came out and closed off what room there was left. But Butler with a good opportunity for Philadelphia. This is Abdullah Kazi now finding Finkelstein. And now back to that left side where Kyle Newell will push it to Brian Davis. Davis lifting it in, and this will bounce once and into the hands of Ryan Sept. About 16 minutes to play, first half. No score. High into the air. Bounces. Somebody's going to go for it eventually, and it ends up being Nana Mensah who wins the ball. Fabian will use the outlet of his goalkeeper, Clement. 11 of Lancaster going to chase him down. But Clement plenty of time to get it off to Bolton. Couldn't tell who that was for just a second. Here go the Fury forward. Brian Davis not going to get there. 8 is there first for Lancaster. And as he made the play to knock it out of bounds, the two of them both going hard for the ball, collided, slid down to the turf. Handshakes as they get up, and a good sign of sportsmanship. Here comes Kyle Newell's cross, and need a new ball after that, as that one is over the netting as well.
Today's game was brought partially by Virtual.
Philadelphia with possession. They have had most of the possession in this one. Said that before, I guess. Here's Butler. And using the outside of his right boot to get Finkelstein on the left side. Finkelstein crosses in front. Number 16 is there to play it for Lancaster. And calmly pushes it over to his defender, who is fouled by Finkelstein. Finkelstein gonna use the opportunity to have a word with the referee. I'm sure not contesting the fact that he just fouled that guy. Making some other point, though. Here's Ryan Sept, booting it towards midfield, where it is corralled by number 6. Davidson almost took it away from him, but Lancaster still has it. Fabian chasing the ball down with 12 of Lancaster. It is off of the Lions. Fury throw-in. Nana Mensah. 2 Lancaster players on him. He gets the ball away. Davidson's going to have to chase it down. Well, Newell's easy to spot over there with those blue shoes. Similar to how Kazi is so easy to spot here in the orange ones. Trip down from behind. Referee didn't see much in it. Lancaster has the ball. Play will continue. Then the Lancaster player goes down. I didn't quite see how he went down, but he went down a little hard. Been a pretty clean match so far. seemed to be a lot more, what's the right word for this? There's a lot more pestering in the match last week between IFK Maryland and the Fury. A lot more guys sort of purposely getting under each other's skin. Here's 12 chasing it down for Lancaster on the left side. Kazi comes across. 12 will push it back to 15. Looks inside. He's got a man, Newell, marking him. Header goes back towards the middle. Bolton comes across to head that away strongly. And it ends up with 8 out on the right side. 8 looking to go around Brian Davis. Puts it in front, and Bolton there again. It is just on the left side of that corner flag, so it'll be a corner kick for the Lancaster Lions. Outswing corner to be taken from the far side. Headed towards the box. Clement couldn't get it. And it goes all the way out the far side where Newell tries to clear. Goes only as far as number 4, who plays it towards the middle. 15 has a guy on the edge of the box. That's 11. He will take a shot. Oh, saved by Clement. Out for a corner. I think Chase Clement will tell you that he's be the first guy to tell you that he didn't handle that as he wanted to, but he did get a piece of it, and he pushed it wide of the post. And now we'll have to deal with this corner from the near side. "15 will have his shot, and that is right into the chest of Clement. Holds onto it, and we'll play a throw out to the far side for Finkelstein. About 11 minutes to go in the first half. No score. Better chances to the Fury. Lancaster has come into the game a bit and have created a few chances of their own. Butler down for the Fury, but he's back up. And Lancaster with possession. Pass intercepted. Lamin Suma. He'll go right past his man, number 4. Suma has Butler on the left. Suma puts it in front, but he couldn't get anything on his pass. Butler was the only other guy in the vicinity. And in the end, the chance goes wanting for Philadelphia, and they'll have a throw in on the near side. Number 4, the defender, did just enough to keep Suma near him to prevent him from going clean in on goal. This is Davis. Heads it down, and Butler got a foot on it. He's going to claim a corner off the Lancaster player, and the referee agrees. So this will be a corner kick from the far side for Philadelphia. Butler trying to connect with the headed down ball from Brian Davis, and Davis is very effective on those kind of plays. In fact, he set up Ryan Butler's goal in the win against, who was that? Was that the Lancaster win at home, 1-0 last season? Anyway, this one is up for grabs. Newell will kick at it. It's loose, and number 6 going to clear it out for Lancaster. Ball bouncing around free for a few seconds there in the Lancaster box. Lancaster looked like they had a chance to break. Instead, it's stolen away here by Philadelphia. Nana Mensah will go in. His pass is just between the defender and Ryan Butler, and it goes through everybody. Good opportunity for Philadelphia. This game has opened up a bit as we approach the last 10 minutes of the first half. Still scoreless. And a foul committed, free kick coming for Lancaster. There have not been any cards issued in this match. I mentioned a few minutes ago it's been a pretty clean match so far. "15 to take the free kick for Lancaster. Got an open man. Finkelstein comes out to mark him. Now they just go back, so I'm not sure what the point was. Mensah will contest this pass. He's held up a bit. The referee calls the foul. 15 grabbed Mensah after Mensah made the steal. Probably a good foul in the end by 15. As Fury may have had an opportunity to break upfield quickly. Instead, Lancaster slows down the play. Lots of room here on the left side, though, for Kyle Newell, no hurry to do anything. Gets it into Butler. 16 knocks it away from Butler. Butler somehow able to poke it to Brian Davis. And Philadelphia will build it again. Finkelstein puts a fake on his man. Now he'll try the far side where Suma chests it down. Suma turns. Can't get by the second man. Lancaster in trouble himself. Suma was down hurt until he realized the ball was coming towards him. No easier way to get a guy up than that. Suma's still a little shaken up. Mensah from long range, wide. Been an entertaining half, despite the 0-0 scoreline. Lamin Suma taking the time to remove his left shin guard and replace it. Sept doesn't quite make midfield with that kick, and David Davidson heads it to Brian Davis. Fury coming right back towards the right. Davis, Mensah lets it go through to Suma, and they try it back towards the middle, but 16 in the way. Lancaster gives it away. Philadelphia has it in defense with Bolton playing for Newell.
Come on, Tyler, take the space, son.
Finkelstein cutting through the defense. Suma. Davidson. Now left side. And into the middle. Philadelphia looked like they were out of ideas there just for that possession. They have attacked Lancaster in many different ways here in the first half, and so far the combination of the back four plus Ryan Seip have kept the Fury off the scoreboard. Up the left side, here comes 12, but 12 was offsides. Philadelphia restarts play. Davidson to Bolton. Finkelstein showed too much of it to 13, who got in there and knocked it away. It is off of red. It will be a Fury throw-in.
Number 5, Luke Finkelstein, plays for the Philadelphia Fury. There is a EVA training shirt for this. For the first person that can come up here and tell me which town does he come from? Which town? It's not New Jersey.
I'm not telling you.
Number 5, Luke Finkelstein.
Lancaster free kick. This one goes to nobody. It was the easiest
Not
defending
New
job
Jersey,
you'll
but
have.
New York. Who said Boston?
Right out of play.
You with the Boston t-shirt? You're correct. Come and get the shirt.
Abdullah Kazi in defense for Philadelphia. Pace of the game is slowed here in the last 3-4 minutes. Forward for Butler. He and 4 go up for it. No clear winner. The ball picked up by the Lions. Six and 15 exchange passes. And 12 and 15. And they finally just give it away as they ran out of red shirts to get the ball to. Now almost given away, and in fact, Lancaster will take it. Number 6 has some space, turns and looks, but no pressure to do anything here. And now his pass intercepted by Fabian. Tyler Fabian gets in the way for Philadelphia. Lamin Suma receives that pass, and the Fury will go backwards. With my guess, about 4 minutes to go, first half. David Davidson plays for Finkelstein. Butler, there's a couple of guys around Ryan Butler whenever he receives the ball. This is Davidson. And not on the same page communication-wise with whoever that ball was intended for, as Davidson lifted it towards the Lancaster back line, but no Fury player pursued. Fury 0. Lions 0. Nana Mensah had a pretty good chance. Who else? Finkelstein has put a couple shots in. David Davidson had one. Lions have it in the middle. Now left side, number 12, chests it down. Number 5 overlapping, and he'll get the pass now. Looking towards the middle. Not too many red shirts are there. Oh, and he's offsides. That seemed hard to do, the way that was set up, but offsides they are, and it is a free kick for the Fury. Fury going to be home next weekend as well, 5 o'clock here on Sunday at Rowan University. Going to face Connecticut FC. It'll be the first time that I've seen the Connecticut franchise.
There's Philadelphia t-shirts for sale at the concession booth, as well as hot dogs, cold drinks, and the ice cream van is gone, I believe. So, got a very good trivia.
Loose in the middle. Number 15 pokes it over for, who's that, 5? I think that's 5, yeah. There's 15 with the tricky 14 shorts. I am now confirmed that, in fact, 15 has shorts that say 14.
George is walking around with a raffle ticket.
And here he is, looking for the left winger. Fabian marking him. 12's going to try to go by Tyler Fabian. He can't do so. Fabian, one more try, and now he's by. 12, oh, he lost the ball over the end line, and a goal kick for the Fury. Well, just when it appeared that he had beaten his man, he had too much pace on the ball, and it got away from him.
Twizzlers, kids.
No score. Waning moments of the first half. The clock says 4:26, but I told you earlier I think the clock is off, and I think we will see a whistle in the next couple of minutes. There shouldn't be too much stoppage time.
Did you? Come and get your Twizzlers. The fan from Lancaster got it right.
Tyler Fabian. Well, I'm sorry, Luke Finkelstein. This is Fabian. And now Bolton. No goals, no cards.
How could you say the Union?
This is Brian Davis. No subs. Kyle Newell.
Talking about the Union, what was the score last night against Portland?
Here comes Brian Davis, knocked away and conceding a corner kick.
You're an ugly child. You're never going to win anything. You're too slow.
Is number 8 for Lancaster, and not only that, he comes up hobbling, and down he goes. So number 8 in distress for the Lancaster Lions, and see if we can get the trainer on to check him out.
Okay, for the ugly Twizzler prize.
Mentioned the Fury will be home next weekend, and they will. There is a 5 o'clock start here at Rowan, and Connecticut will be the opponent. Fury will not be home the following Sunday, but the 2 Sundays after that are 2 more home matches. So let me see, what do the dates of those be? Next week is the 25th. So then the 9th and the 16th, I think, of October are the other 2 matches. Number 8 to his feet, but doesn't look like he's in any condition to continue. See if Lancaster is going to make a substitution or whether they will play a man down for the rest of this half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total is all that I see. It looks like one player making his way to this 4th official to try to get on, but he's not going to make it in time for this corner kick, or is he? He is. So a substitution going to be made. Number 8 is off, and he's replaced it by the bearded guy.
The time on the field will be capped by the referee.
He'll turn around and give us his number sooner or later. Looks like 17. Luke Finkelstein going to take corner kick for Philadelphia from the far side. Left-footed player will send an outswinger towards the penalty box. Here it comes. Attacked by a couple of Fury players off a body. It is loose. Kicked out of there by Lancaster. Who did that hit in front? Did that hit Bolton? Let's see. Philadelphia still on the attack. Mensah down, and Lancaster clears it out. See if they have an opportunity to break here. Number 11 will try the right side. Kyle Newell chasing after it for Philadelphia. Number 7 is there for the Lions. 6 heading towards front of the goal for Lancaster. 7 will try to beat Newell and put a cross in, waiting for more help. Now he flips it in. 6 attacks it, and so does Abdullah Kazi. Good job by the Philadelphia defender, and 2 of them may have knocked their heads into each other as Kazi looks a little bit shaken up. Meanwhile, Philadelphia taking it the other way. Ryan Butler can't get past the 2 defenders. But a quick throw in. Philadelphia will try to take advantage of a 4-on-6 situation with Finkelstein and Butler combining. Now Mensah can't get on the end of that pass. Finkelstein is tripped, and there's going to be a foul called. So a free kick coming for the Philadelphia Fury here in the late minutes of the first half. We are past regulation time and into stoppage time here in the first half. And Lancaster protesting the nature of this foul. But sooner or later, they're going to have to back it up 10 yards and set their wall up. A referee shows them where they can stand. Where's his can of foam spray? I love that foam spray. Or whipped cream, whatever it is. Whipped cream. Who's there? Suma, Davis, and Finkelstein. Same 3 that were there last time. It ended up with a Finkelstein shot. This time it's going to be Suma to shoot just wide of the far side. It was almost as if they were trying to make it seem as if they hadn't started the free kick routine. It was very nonchalant, and Suma's shot just missed that post. Good chance for Philadelphia. Should be just about out of time here in the first half. They're right on cue. There's the first half whistle. An entertaining first 45 minutes here from Rowan University. And the score at halftime is Fury 0 and the Lancaster Lions 0. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the second half of this one. My name is Mike Wolverton. Thanks for tuning in to our coverage of Fury Soccer. Once again, score at halftime is 0-0. See you in a few minutes.